Hi, here's a super fast update about what's happening with us at Syrinscape. Lots and lots of stuff to tell. Look, normally I release a newsletter just after I've put out a whole lot of new content into the store, which means that if you weren't a subscriber while that happened, then you missed out. For my subscribers, my wonderful subscribers, and anyone who'd like to jump on board in the next couple of days, there's a whole host of stuff coming which you will gain permanent ownership of. Yay! There is, in the sci-fi player, the alien from Aliens, which is fantastically gruesome and awesome sunset with this big creature ripping people's faces off. There's a cryogenic facility, which is really, really cool. Of course, it goes terribly wrong and explodes if you like, and has scientists doing experiments and all sorts of really cool things. There's an Earth Elemental, which is huge and rip your face off, which also has some really excellent city ambiences and forest countryside ambiences and campsite ambiences. So they will be very useful for you in the future for all your other games. Of course, there's the PC sound sets, which are amazing. They won't be going on sale this week. They'll actually be released as a part of Free RPG Day. But anyone who's a subscriber will, of course, gain instant access to them and permanent ownership. Can't say permanent ownership of those as well. And they are packed full of amazing stuff. You'll see some demo videos coming out of those very soon. So, of course, there's also Dragon's Demand, which is the big adventure we're releasing a whole pack of to support the Pathfinder adventure, which goes from 1st level to 7th level. And it's going to be amazing. It has a green dragon in it. And yes, the incredibly awesome and fantastic kobolds recorded by Wolfgang Bauer of Kobold Press. It was the best awesome moment ever at PaizoCon. This one's a little bit later in the month. There's been a delay. We decided to include a whole lot of sounds of all the users and people who came to PaizoCon and also UK Games Expo. So we've taken the time to get all those samples and we're mixing them together and releasing them very soon. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love the kobolds. They're really, really fun and really, really clever and awesome and squeaky and annoying. Yay! And lastly, and by no means leastly, as a big update for the players this week as well, which we've been working very, very hard on, a couple of really important updates. Number one being there will be little titles under each of the one-shots. In the Ezran sound set for our PC sound set, there's dozens and dozens of spells, and rather than having to remember what the symbol is and hovering over it, you'll actually just be able to read it, which kind of makes a lot of sense. So thank you for those people who suggested that development and change in the app. Also, there's much improved touch sensitivity. You will have noticed on the iPad and Androids, if you touch and you just slide a little bit, it doesn't actually register it as a touch, but registers it as a scroll instead. So actually, that's a lot better in this version, so you'll be able to touch much easily and it'll register all those. There's even velocity scrolling as well, which is cool, momentum scrolling or whatever you call it, I don't know. So you can flick those sound sets and it'll just roll over and then you can grab it and stop it or touch it and set off one that you want, which is really cool. I have per element reverb now. Before it was always the same reverb environment for the whole sound set, but now if I need a special type of reverb on just one of the elements in my mix, I can actually set that in the creator, which is really, really cool. So say there's like a drugged out effect or whatever, I can do a poison reverb, which is a really one just on one of the elements without the whole sound set having to sound the same. And most excitingly, mobile-sized interfaces will be out with this update, which is really, really cool. So this week on the Android, you'll see a push of an update there, which means it'll work on Android phones. Yay! With all sorts of hiding bits and things. It's actually quite easy. It works really well. And we'll also submit, obviously, to the Apple Store, which takes about a week or a little bit more to get approval, and then you'll see that popping through. So woohoo, woohoo, lots of great stuff, tons of stuff. So thank you if you're a subscriber. There's lots of sound sets coming out which will be instantly owned by you permanently. And yeah, heads up, if you're not a subscriber, jump on board right now. And that big wad of stuff that's going to come out of the next few days will be yours. Bye, keep gaming.